Hello. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining the session. All right, so welcome, everybody. So my name is Ash, for those of you who are here for the first time, but hello to everybody else. Let's get going. Hi, Griffin. Good. My day's been good. I hope your day's been good as well. Good to see you finally. All right, so guys, this is a SAT boot camp, 20-hour boot camp, right, with 10 hours of instruction. And those of you who are my subscribers know this. I'll just briefly introduce this idea. Hi, Salim. I'll just briefly introduce what we do here. So we meet 4 times a week here, and there's live instructions in this boot camp. So I show you how to solve problems, then we solve problems together. Hi, Joel. So we are, today, we are going to cover an important topic, right? We are going to cover word problems, okay? Massively important for your SAT test, right? Super important. Let me just zoom this a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to cover word problems from various topics, and I've picked and chosen these particular problems. Okay, so we are going to look at them and we're going to solve all of this. So what we do is usually in the session we cover arithmetic one day, right? Another day we cover arithmetic, then we go to algebra, then we've got these 3 sections of algebra, then we cover geometry, right? Data stats, and then word problems. So today's the word problems day. There's 4 main types, right? And then there's some extra hacks that I'm going to show you how to solve about, right? How to read the problems and how to solve them. Word problems are so important, right? So even if you don't understand all of it, right? Even if you understand just a little bit of it, that's more than enough. Okay, so let's get going here. Let's start with something very basic. Okay, let's start with let's see. Let's start with something like this. Okay. Okay, so here, what you got to do is just be careful. I know most of you can solve this. These problems, I call them the X problems, okay? The X problems. All you got to do is you got to assign something to be X, okay? I know many of you are going to be able to solve this problem, but take it easy because we're going to go to the harder problems very quick, okay? So take it easy, read this problem, right? Find the number. You're asked to find the number. So all you got to do is let this number be equal to X. Okay, so read this problem and then we're going to solve it together. And those of you who already know how to solve it can post your answers here. CG, well done. Jovina, well done. Good to see you, Jovina. Griffin, awesome. Safia's good. Christiana, excellent. Jasmine, nice to see you again. Tumi, nice to see you. All right, welcome to the session. All right, so cool. That's great, right? For those of you who are trying to solve this, even those who have solved this, just watch it for once, because then the other problems will become easier, right? Anytime you're asked to find the number, usually you're gonna take that to be the X, right? And then what you're gonna do, well done, Queen Lee and Ash. So what you're gonna do now, there is a number such that 3 times the number, right? So there's a number X, so that 3 times the number minus 6. So what do? 3 times the number, right? Just try to read this. 3 times the number, right? That's 3x minus 6, right? Is equal to 45, right? This is the most important part. As you know, this is called setting the equation, right? You set the equation, right? This way, 3 times the number. So anytime you see times, you're going to put it over here, right? 3 times the number, which is 3 into x minus 6. I know this could be easy for many of you, but just pay attention. We're going to go to the harder problems. Is equal to, that's easy. Just put an equal to 45, right? And then you add 6 to both sides, right? This part is solving it, right? And then you've got 51, and you got 3x And then what do? You divide by 3 here, right? This 3 cancels out as 17, right? And now you can actually check it. Remember, checking is so important in these, right? Many of you are going to solve this problem and move on to the next one, but you are going to make careless mistakes, right? So it's very, very important that you actually check what you're doing, right? So now you've got x to be equal to 17. You're going to plug it inside here. 3 times 17, right? 3 times the number 17, which is 51 minus 6 is equal to 45. So everything checks out and you're good. And now you can move on to the next problem, right? So that's how you're going to do it. All right. So now what we're going to do is let's move on to the next problem here. Let's move on to this problem, folks. Well done solving this problem. Excellent job. Let's move on to this next one now. Okay, and then we are going to solve more problems, right? We're going to solve even more problems with data, probability, geometry, all of them, all of the word problems. Okay, but remember, this is the most important, the most basic one. Okay, try it. CG, very cool, very good. So you're asked to find the numbers. Now there's 2 ways to do it, but yep, try it. Well done, Nadira. Welcome, Nadira. All right, sum of 2 numbers is 41. Excellent. So how do you solve it, right? I'm going to show you in one quick second. Christiana, nice. Safiaz, excellent job. So remember, you can do it 2 ways. You can think of them as X and Y, right? And you're given now, how do you do it? You take this, sum of 2 numbers is 41. Now, those of who actually can solve this, I'm going to give you the next problem here. I'm not going to solve it. This is a slightly harder problem, okay? So try this next problem for those of you who already can solve what I have posted here. This is only for those who've gotten these answers, okay? Try the next problem here. Okay, so try this next problem for those who have already solved the first one. Okay, now for the rest of you, let's look at it, right? So you're asked to find the numbers. As soon as you're given, right, you're asked to find the numbers, just call them X and Y, okay? And the sum of these 2 numbers is 41. So you're just gonna write this down as sum. Remember, the sum, the meaning of sum is X plus Y, right? So now the X plus Y is 41. That's all it's saying, right? And now the larger number is 1 less than twice the smaller number, right? Remember, it's 1 less than twice the smaller number, okay? So what do you do now? So the larger number is, let's the larger number be X, right? Is 1 is equal to 1 less than twice the smaller number, like this, okay? Right? It's not less than the smaller number. It's less than twice the smaller number. Okay, so is equal to 1 less than twice the smaller number. Right? Now you can just substitute this guy inside here. Right? So you're gonna substitute X. You're gonna substitute X right inside here. Right? That's system of linear equations. We did that just last time, okay? Once again, folks, system of equations was over here. We covered that. And this is basically what we're doing, right? We are in a circle over here. We complete the system of equations. Then we move on to another topic. We are here, right? So you can join the session anytime, right? You can join the session anytime. Well done to me. So people are solving this problem. I know it's a bit confusing. So be careful. The larger number is, this is 1 less than twice the smaller number. So is equal to 1 less than twice the smaller number, right? And now you can solve it, just substitute it inside here, right? You substitute this value in right over here. So now what do you get? So you substitute it, you get 2y minus 1 in place of the x, yes, plus y is equal to 42, right? And I'm gonna squeeze this a little bit so we can, the other people can solve this problem. But I think you guys should pay attention because many of you are smart, but you are a little bit hasty, right? You're a bit hasty. That's the reason why I've chosen these problems for you, right? So I know you can do it, but remember, that's how the SAT gets you, right? Less than twice, not just a smaller number. So now what do? Now you can solve it. Now it's easy. 2y. Now here you gotta group them together. So 2y plus y is 3y, right? Minus 1, right? Is equal to 42. Right? So you get something like this over here. And then you're going to be able to, sorry, it's equal to 41. My bad. I copied it wrong, right? My bad over here. So that's 41, right? I'm just copying this over here, right? And now is equal to 41 over here, right? I'm just grouping this. And now I add 1 to both sides, right? So you get 3y, and this cancels out, is equal to 42, right? And so y is equal to 42 over 6, right? Sorry, 42 over 3. Where's my mind today? 42 over 6, right? And so that's going to be 14, right? 42 over 6, 3. You do this one over here, and then you get 14 over here, right? So 42 over 3. And this is a calculator section problem, so you can just use your calculator, and y is equal to 14, right? And now you can find the other number, right? The sum is equal to 41, so you can put it inside here, right? So because x plus y is 41 and y is 14, right? So x plus 14 is 41, and so x is equal to 41 minus 14, right? That's 27. So I know this problem is tricky, right? The way they've written it, twice the smaller number. So you got to do it this way, okay? Now let's think about these two numbers here, right? The sum of two numbers is 41. I always check the answers. I always check what I get. So 14 plus 27 is 41. That's perfect. And then the larger number, 27, right, is 1 less than twice the smaller number, less than twice 14, right? Twice of 14 is 28. If you're having trouble with understanding these word problems, just think about money, right? So think about it. Is $1 less than this, right? Is $1 less means you got to subtract 1, right? So the larger number is $1 less than the smaller number, twice the smaller number. So that's why it's $1 less than $28, and that's why it's 27, which checks out, right? So everything checks out. That's how you got to solve it. Okay, so this is a slightly complicated problem. For those of you who want it, right, we can talk about it, but I think you should just focus on the next part, right? So these are the problems, right? Remember, these are not very easy. They're kind of tricky problems for a reason, right? So let me just talk about this one real quick, okay? Let's just set this equation, right? Let's set it. Let's not solve it, okay? Let's just set it. Let's just set it up, okay? So there are two numbers whose sum is 53, right? So they're asking you what are the numbers. I always kind of look at the starting and the end of the. I always look at the end of the question, right? And then they're asking what are the numbers? How many numbers? They're probably two numbers. Maybe there might be one more, but there's only two numbers. So I always call them X and Y. Well done, CG. All right. Did you check what you got, CG, this time? All right. Please check if you got it. I think you got it right. So well done, Javina, CG, Joel. Excellent. All right. People are getting this now. So what are the two numbers, X and Y? Please plug your numbers in and check if you get it, right? So there are two numbers whose sum is 53. So we're going to write this down. X plus Y is 53. And now I'm going to show you a quick trick. What I do sometimes, folks, is I have this pencil, right? You're going to take the test, right? You're going to use your pencil. I kind of cancel this out. I put a line over here very faintly, just in my mind that I've used this information. I'm done with it. I'm never going to use it again, right? I've written it down. This is what this means. So it saves me time. Then I move to the next part. And this is so useful for other problems, okay? So 3 times the smaller number is equal to, right? So let's come back here. So 3 times the smaller number. So it doesn't matter. Just take X to be the smaller number. So 3 times X, right? 3 times X, what does that mean? 3X, right, is equal to, that's easy, is equal means equals, right? 19 more. That means $19 more. Think about $19 more. $19 more means you add it, right? I've got $19 more than 100. You add 19 to 100, right? The same way, 19 more than the larger number. There's only another number left, which is Y, right? These are the two equations, right? And for those of you for whom this is a trial session. Remember, we've already solved this, right? Well done, blessing, Safias, excellent. We've already solved these type of problems just, when was it? Just on Wednesday, I believe, or was it Monday? So we've just solved these. These are, of course, system of equations, right? We've got a whole topic on this, right? So that's important. And then you can solve it to get the answer, and write the answers 18 and 35 over here, right? So perfect. Well done. Well done. So excellent job, guys, who solved it. Takes time, takes patience. What I'm going to do is, we've got a set of problems here, right? So this is the practice set, okay, of word problems. And these are, of course, not SAT, but the remaining are SAT over here. I'm going to send these practice problems to you and the answer key. And I would suggest that all of you please solve some of these problems, right? These are super important. All of these, remember, we've solved the first one and we've solved the second one, and I've showed you how to solve the third one, right? So there's tons of these problems here. I think you should solve them. I think you should solve all of these problems, because these are all word problems, okay? If we have time, maybe we'll cover one more later. This problem number 10 is superb, okay? You need to solve this, you need to understand. It's very easy to understand once you use the method that I've told you, okay? So now let's move on. Again, this is a word problem series, right? Word problem session. So we are kind of combining all of the topics that we did before and only looking at the word problem sections of it, okay? So right now, yes, Jasmine, yes, I will send it to the people who are doing the free session as well. Yes, and if I don't, please remind me, but usually I send it to everybody. So that's the benefit, guys, who are who are part of my boot camp, right? They get all of these problems. Like, I've got problems like this, I've got problems like this, I've got problems for linear equations, which we were doing just recently, and all of them, I'll just show you the linear equations, which is a super important part of the SAT. All of these are SAT related problems, right? They're actually from SAT practice tests, other tests which are publicly available, right? We are just working off of these problems, right? It's not like you're looking at some problem some guy invented. These are all of the problems from the SAT, and I'm going to show you how to solve every single one of them, right? Or at least 80% of them. And once you understand how to solve it, you can solve everything else. So there's one for linear equations, there's one for quadratics, right? So there's tons of problems over here for you to solve, and those who are part of my bootcamp, they get every single one of them, right? And they learn how to solve these, okay? So let's move on now. Let's go to algebra, interpreting linear equations, okay? And this is yet another topic we did before, okay? So, but let's see how we can do it this time, okay? Before this, let me just show you this one idea about linear equations, okay? And this is for those people who might have missed the linear equations or finding it hard, okay? Think about it this way, okay? Let's say a dog, right? This is a really bad picture of a dog. All right, this dog is born, right? And the height of the dog, it's a mini dog, right? Maybe it's like, I don't know, like 5 inches maybe, right? The height of a dog at age equal to 0, because he's born, right? Age equal to 0 is 5, okay? The height is 5 when his age is 0. I'm actually going to put this here. Maybe I'll just move everything over here. Okay, so when his age is 0, his height is 5, okay? Now what's happening here is, as his age increases, guys, as the age increases, his height increases by 2 inches, okay? So it becomes 5 plus 2, right? 5 plus 2 inches. So he's increased 2 inches. Now at the age of 2, right, his height increased again. So this was 5 plus 2, which is 7 over here, right? It's 7. Now it was 7. Now it's 2 plus 2, right, which is 9. Right, and 3, it becomes 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 11, and like this, things like that, right? So now the important part related to SAT is this: you're going to get the height of the dog is equal to this original height 5 plus the increase every year, which is 2, right, times the age. So you can see this thing is a very compact way of writing all of this information. Right? Why? Because if you take the age to be 0, right? You take age to be 0, you plug it inside here, you get 0, so age is 5, right? If you take age to be 1, right? A to be 1, you plug it inside here, you get 2 plus 5, which is 7. You take a to be equal to 2, you plug it here. It's exactly this information. But now focus your attention, focus your eyes on this right-hand side of the equation, right? There's 3 parts to it. There's the alphabet, which is your variable, right? There's this number here, and which is called your coefficient, also called your unit rate, right? Both of them are the same, right? And this is, of course, if you know, this is actually y is equal to mx plus b, right? But don't worry about that. And this is your constant, okay? And you're going to be asked how to solve, how to solve these problems, okay? You're going to be asked how to interpret, you're going to be asked how to interpret this, right? So this means the age, the height of the dog when a is equal to 0, which means the height at the beginning of the dog's life. So remember, the important word here is beginning, right? Or start, right? As soon as you see these words in the multiple choice, there's a good chance it's going to be one of those, okay? Or 0, right? Remember, beginning, start, or 0, right? That means they're going to ask you, what is the meaning of 5? And it's going to be the beginning, the height of the dog at the beginning of his life, right? Or at age is equal to 0. And this one, guys, is the increase. Sometimes it could be the decrease, but is the increase or the unit rate. What does it mean? Every year, every single year, the height is increasing. So for 1 year age, this increase in the age, the height is increasing by 2, right? Again, increase, the height is increasing by 2. So these are the important 2 pieces, this 2 number and this 5 number here, okay? And let's quickly solve this problem, right? I know we've done it just recently, so thanks for your patience, folks who already know this, but it's good practice, right? It's good practice, and this is a totally new problem. So this problem, maybe some of my folks have already seen it, right? But for the new folks, let's work on it. And for the new folks and the people who are taking the free trial session today. Okay, so that's going to be one practice problem for you coming up over here, right? Remember, I've already given you everything you need to solve, so pay attention. This is an easy 15 points, okay? There's usually 1 or 2 questions of this type, so just interpret it and get it done. Well done, CJ. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent, Siraj. Excellent, Siraj. Good to see you solve these. Well done, Stephen. Griffin, nicely done. To me, awesome. Ash, well done. Well done, man. I'm happy people are paying attention and they're solving these problems. Excellent job, folks. Okay. So well done. Let me just take this next problem here. Well done, Salim, Queen Lee. Excellent, excellent. Thanks for paying attention, folks. This is important stuff here, right? So we're doing what we should be doing, looking at the exact problems. Remember, these problems, Thomason, nice to see you. Yes, well done. Joel, well done. Remember, we are looking at all of these problems together, right? Without it, you're probably gonna lose attention, right? You're gonna go to your TikToks and your Snapchats and your Kicks, right? So pay attention here, guys. There's no other distraction. There's no recommended piece over here like you have on YouTube, right? It's just full on focus over here. All right, so those guys who've solved this, try this problem now. Okay, this is yet an easy problem, so try this one. Well done. Most of you seem to have gotten it. But remember, here you're asked, all of this piece of information is just totally useless, right? It's just basically focus your attention on this. Understand what is A. A is age, and age is the height, right? So the height is related to the age in some way, right? The height is related to the age in some way. And then they're asking you, what is the estimated increase? Remember, I told you the increase is this number, right? Usually is this number, okay? And there's a big section. I've explained this problem before in my linear equations section, okay? I've explained this problem before in my linear equations section, which is why many of the people are answering the questions here, right? Well done, Anne-Marie. Good to see you, right? So remember, this part here is already given to you. The 3 means the increase over here, right? All right, so now that's the reason. And then 28.6 is actually his beginning height. There, of course, haven't asked this question. Now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this problem Well done, Griffin. Yes, that's it. It means increase, right? So that's what it means, right? The increase. That's it. Right over here is the increase, right? And look, they're asking increase, increase. That's the reason why I told you. Now, sometimes they might say decrease, right? There might be a decrease, like a negative number over here, then it could be decrease again, right? Remember, these are the hacks, these are the shortcuts I'm telling you, but try to understand the problem as well. But well done, Griffin, you got it exactly what the point I was driving for, right? Like that's exactly the point I was trying to make here. And how do you read this, right? So that's an important part of the word problems. How do you read these problems? So what I do is, as soon as I know this equation, right, I note in my mind, this is a linear equation problem, right? So I note this down, 0.56x plus 27.2y, right? And now I actually go search. I'm gonna go and search, where is this other x piece over here in this? So I look at it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here. Now x represents the number of years since 2000, right? Okay, so now I understand since 2000, this is like the years, right? How much time has passed. And then I go and read y represents the average number of students. So the average number of students, right, looks like it's increasing, right? It looks like it's increasing every year by 0.56, whatever that is, right? Is increasing, and the initial value is this, right? So now I'm going to go and eliminate this total number of students. Nope, right? So I cancel it, average number of students. So the process of elimination is so important. The process of elimination is ultra important, right? I hope you guys are using it in your reading and writing sections as well, okay? If there's enough demand, I might actually give a reading section class as well, okay? So let me know if you need a reading section class. But anyway, coming back to math. So the total number of students is over here. You cancel it, average is canceled. There you go. Well done, Nigel. All right, Nigel. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that one as well. Okay. I'll do a reading section as well. Yeah. We do that every month, but let's see if there's enough demand, we'll do it. So the increase, the estimated increase is right over here, and then the difference is this is just useless, right? So that's C. Okay. So easy. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right. Let's move on now to the next problem here. Now, this problem, I think you should solve by yourself. Again, a super easy problem, and then we're gonna move on, okay? Because we've spent a decent amount of time. You've mastered how to solve and how to interpret linear equations, okay? Now we're gonna move on to the next topic. Okay, so even Jasmine saying it, right? So well done. Other people are as well saying they need a reading section. Yes, I'll make time for you to, and I'll show you how we do the reading sections. Okay, so wait a minute. Let's focus on this now. Okay, so try to solve this. This should be super. Yes, now there's a huge demand for reading. Guys, focus on the math part. Okay, focus on this. Try to solve it, and then we'll work on it. Okay. All right. Excellent. So people are getting this. Now let's try. Well done. So looks like everybody's getting some of you are getting excellent. Now the answers are coming in. Well done, Suraj. Well done, Blessing. All right. So now look at this problem as well. Those of you who have solved it, right? Try this next problem, and please don't make a mistake here. Okay. The next problem, I think you should be able to get it, right? Double check, triple check your answers. Okay. Triple check your answers because this is so easy, right? You boost your confidence. Remember, over here, you're doing it, you're seeing other people solve it, right? And then you feel, hey, I can do this too. And then you're posting it, right? Well done, Nadira. Well done, Christiana. Excellent. Tamisen, nicely done. All right. Those who have solved this, try this next problem. Again, these are very standard problems, right? You're probably going to get something similar to this in your test, okay? So try this problem. So why is the answer 8 over here, right? So excellent. So why is it 8 over here? So let's look at it. Okay. Remember, this is the linear equation we were talking about earlier, right? This is the linear equation. And all you've got here is two parts. There's this piece, which is the increase kind of thing, right? This is the increase or decrease. And remember, this part is always the beginning value. It's always the beginning value. Remember in the dog's example, the height, this is my dog here, right? He was born, right? So we did 5 plus 2a or something like that. So this is the 5 part, right? So I'm just going to write this like this. 2a plus 5, right? And that's the height. So remember, when a is equal to 0, the 5 means when a is equal to 0, the value of h when a is equal to 0, right? That's what it means. So here again, all you got to do here is this 33.14, right, guys, is actually the value of s, the speed of sound here, the speed of sound when t is equal to 0, right? When t is equal to 0. So remember, I told you there are 3 things about this guy. Is you can either say beginning, right? Beginning, or start, or 0, right? And that's your 0 right over here, the 0. Right, so that's the shortcut. But remember, all it's saying is when you plug in the value of t to be equal to 0, you immediately get this. Same way, it was 5a plus 2. When you plug in the value of a to be 0, my bad, it was like this, right? When you plug in the value of a to be equal to 0, that's your initial height. So this is your initial value, your beginning value, right? Okay, and if you have trouble, email me. I'll discuss this and explain to you even further. Okay, but hopefully you got it. And this is excellent. Okay, so everybody got it. Remember, I know you can solve this. I know you can solve it, but the more important part is to set up the equation, right? So this is your initial value, right? So that was your 99.8. And the number of movies you take is, let's say, 1.5. So that's your increase in the price, 1.5 M, right? And now this value, guys, is given to be 12.8. And now I'm pretty sure you can solve it. If you can't solve it, again, email me, right? This is the equation. This is your starting value. This is your 1.5 M, right? So remember, this is again your linear equation, right? All of this is the linear equation. So every single word problem, we're breaking it down into different parts, right? There's 10 different topics. That's why I've told you there are 10 different topics, and all of these topics, we're combined it today. The word problems of algebra are being covered right now. Next, we're going to move on to arithmetic, okay? So once again, this is your beginning value, which means 9.8. Even if you didn't rent a movie, you're going to be charged this. Now, for every movie, for m is equal to 1, you're going to charge $1.50. Another, you keep charging. So this is increasing your price, and you just basically solve it to find m, right? You can subtract 9.8. You're going to get 1.5 is equal to 3, and m is equal to 3 over 1.5, which is equal to 2, right? So that's how you do it. Well done, guys. Okay, now I know, let's try and look at, I know we're kind of a little bit behind schedule. Let's speed this up a little bit. I think we spent enough time on this. And again, today it's kind of like, think about a review of the stuff that you've done just recently, right? So let's now think of this problem here. Okay, the next one is arithmetic now. Okay, we are now moving from algebra into arithmetic. Okay, and this type of arithmetic problem is, you've seen it since quite a few grades ago. This is the ratio style, okay, where you're going to use cross multiplication if you like. You can use any other method that you want, okay? Okay, so here it is. All right, super easy. Take your time, and I'm going to show you how to solve it if you have difficulty, but take your time, guys. Don't mess it up, okay? Nice, well done, CG. Nadira, well done. Joel, excellent job. Javina, Jasmine, Anne-Marie, Safias, excellent, excellent. Great, great. So those of you who have solved this, only those who have solved this. Christiana, well done. Queenly, nicely done. Only those who have solved this are going to be, can solve to me. Well done. Martin, nice to see you again. Well done. Okay. Griffin, superb. Okay. Only those who have done this, try this problem now. Okay, now this is a harder problem, right? This is a harder problem, but try it. Take your time and do it. It's super easy. I'm going to explain to you, but for the people who are looking at this problem, right? So what we're going to do here is the performer earns 120 when 8 people attend, right? So you've got 8 people here, and they attend, I kind of like to draw like this arrow over here, kind of makes things clear. They earn 120, right? And now when 20 people attend, so what do you do here is you're going to write down 20 here, and then I draw an arrow, and then I write X. That's the amount of money that's being asked, right? 8 people, you earn 120. 20 people, you earn dollars, right? I get rid of this dollars, and then I get rid of these arrows. Oops, sorry about that. I get rid of these arrows here, right? And what I'm going to do here is I put a line, right? Now it becomes a ratio, right? Now it becomes a ratio, and once it's a ratio, this is a massive thing. You are just going to cross multiply. You're going to cross multiply. So cross multiply this and see. And those of you who are solving this second problem here, over here, remember, all you can do here is plug in a number first, okay? Plug in 5. Plug in 5 here, and then plug in 2 here, right? So if A is 5 and D is 2, and try to solve this first, then things are going to become so easy, right? 5 apples cost $2, right? The 20 apples cost how much, right? Same old thing. Now you convert it to A apples cost D dollars, right? And so 20 apples cost how much? And do the cross multiplication here, guys. Okay? Okay? All right, for those who are looking at this problem here, we're going to cross multiply. So you got 8 times x, right? So you're going to write down 8 times x, right? 8 times x is equal to 20 times 120, right? 20 times 120. That's your basic cross multiplication. If you're having trouble with this, I've got another session coming up about ratios, okay? So 8x is equal to 20 times 120, right? And now you can just divide by 8 on both sides here. Right? You divide by 8, you can get rid of this, right? So x is equal to 20 times 120 divided by 8. Let's do it in the calculator, right? Right? 20 times 120 divided by 8, and that gives you the value of 300, right? So that's why this is your correct answer, right? Remember, what we've done here, it's 2 steps. The first step, guys, the first step here is that you're gonna, whoops, sorry about that, I messed it up over here. Remember, the first step over here is you are gonna write down the ratio. Remember, writing down the ratio is important. So 80, 120, right? So 8 and 120. 8 people attend, you get 120. And so 20 people attend, you get how much? How much is always written as x, right? Now, this is, of course, the ratio. I'm pretty sure you remember it. All you got to do is you got to cross multiply and set the equality. Your 8x is equal to 120 times 2, right? So, okay, perfect. So well done, guys. And those who are solving this problem now, right? I'm going to give you the video, right? You're going to get the video recording, but don't focus on the video recording. I usually keep it a secret and give this only at the end, right? But today's session is especially important, and there's a very high chance you might not get all of it, but that's okay. Just drink up how much ever you can and then watch the video later, okay? So those who are just finishing this problem, I've already explained this problem over here, so you can watch the video and then see it. It's around about 40 minutes into the session, okay? So how do you do this? Same deal, okay? What I told you, remember, anytime you have variables here, just plug in numbers, life becomes so easy, right? And now AX is equal to 20D. And so X is going to be, I just take A over here, right? So 20D over here, and that's why B is the correct answer, okay? So remember, variable problems look super easy. I've got tons of these problems for you. So look at the practice problems I'm going to send at the end of the session, right? So remember, once again, we have these session, right? We have this instruction over here, right? All of these topics are covered one by one, and the people who are answering it, they've attended this, and that's why they're able to answer so amazingly, okay? And then remember, there's also a bonus class, right? 2 days or 1 day before August 29th, I'm gonna have a bonus class, right? We're gonna review all of the important formulas. We're gonna look at the cheat sheet, right? I've got a cheat sheet over here. Let me just show you the cheat sheet real quick. So I'm gonna send you the recording, right? And then there's a cheat sheet piece over here. Okay, just don't focus on the cheat sheet and I think you just need to solve the problems more, but here's the cheat sheet, okay? So it's got the most important formulas right over here, like the factoring, right? You've got the percents, what formulas you need for percents, right? The algebra parts, the probability, right? All of these are over here, stats, right? What's the median mode, etc. Just something to review on the last day, right? Circles, right? We've done circles, a massive topic. Functions we did recently, linear functions we did recently, y is equal to mx plus b. All of these topics are super important. So all this cheat sheet is for my subscribers. And coming back, so remember, this is like 10 hours. I'm telling you 10 hours, but it's much more than that, right? And your membership is going to last for months and months. In case you ever want to watch again, right, just email me and give it, I'll give the session to you again for free, right, for my subscribers. And then after the session's over, here's what we do, right? So we have 1 hour. Let's say it was percents today's word problems, but let's say you have percents and exponents, right? You watch my techniques, right? You solve these problems, then you receive practice problems, right? And then you take, basically, you on the practice problems, right? You take the test, and then you email me if you have any questions. And if you have questions, and many of you have done that, right? I give you the answers already, but if you have further questions, right, just email me and then we can discuss more. Then we cover the next hour, we cover the next lesson, and then I give you the test, and this continues on. And then once this is over, it starts all over again. So if you ever missed it, you can again come back, right? It's like a cycle, folks. So we are right over here, right? Word problems. Then we're probably going to start one of these topics again, right? And then we're going to continue. And then in the middle, I also put in some extra pieces, like the reading section is going to come in shortly. SAT hacks is going to come in, like all the shortcuts I combine and then give you a session on that. Then we also do practice problems, just pure practice, right, of all of these. So there's tons of it. I'm just advertising it as 20 hours because otherwise I would have to advertise it like 50 hours. That would scare people away. So you need at least 20 hours, right? And it's pretty much 3 or 4 times a week, right? So all of this, right? And the price for this is $95 right over here, right? It's $95. It was originally $395, but now it's $95, right? So that's the thing. And some people are asking me how they can join. And so I'm just gonna post this. Bear with me, and then we'll move on to the next session, folks. Here's the link for you to join in. Okay, this is where you sign up. Okay, so once you click on this link, right? Once you click on this link, you go over here. You can show this link to your parents, right? I'm pretty sure they love it. Many parents have emailed me saying, "Wow, my students are actually studying." Right? So that's a good thing. Just show this to your parents, and they're gonna say, "Oh, yeah, take it." Right? So all you got to do is, if you like the session, just take this link and give it to your parents, forward it to them, and they can pay it over here. All you got to do here is click, right? It's just a one-time fee, just one-time fee. It's amazingly inexpensive, right? Compared to the other sessions. Other people are not teaching you as well, and they're charging thousands of dollars there, right? So, and then put in your credit card, and then you're ready to go, right? And then you get emails from me every second day. All right, so let's move on now. Let's move on to the next part of the puzzle, folks. Let's move on to the next part of the puzzle. Okay, for those of you who've solved this, right? For those of you who've solved this problem, let's try a slightly harder problem. Okay. Let me see if I have enough time to cover everything. Actually, we're running out of time. So let's move on to the next piece, folks. We are going to talk about a super important, quick way of conversions. Okay. Yes, you can get the cheat sheet. You can get the cheat sheet. Those who are without, who don't want to subscribe. But guys, just getting the cheat sheet and staring at it, you're not going to get anything. You won't be able to remember any formula. I guarantee you. What you got to do is come here, right? Sign up, and then you should be able to solve the problems, right? Otherwise, you're not going to be able to apply this cheat sheet to the problems, right? This is the cheat sheet. I can send it to you. You're not going to be applied. It's just going to be some numbers, and you're going to be super confused because you don't know where what is. It's like a 16-page cheat sheet over here, right? So there's a lot of information, and it makes sense to people who have taken classes with me, okay? And the more important idea is do the hands-on practice. Okay, but to answer your question, yeah, I can send it to people who want it. All right, so now try to solve this problem. And I'm going to show you how to solve it, but try it your way. Yes, this is the next type of a problem. Yes, thanks for asking me. This is the new type of problem. This is the convergence type of problem. Okay, this is the convergence, unit convergence. Okay, you're converting one unit to the other, and I'm going to show you this is actually a SAT problem. Okay, so pay attention to this. All right, this is actually a SAT problem. So we're going to do that. Well done. Some people are doing it. Jasmine, nicely done. Right, I'm going to explain to you. Let's think about how you're going to do this. Okay, so try this. Well done, well done. Well done. Well done, Anne-Marie, Jasmine. Excellent job, Martin. Well done. All right, so now, guys, pay attention to what I'm showing you, okay? This could add another 15 points, right? We're trying 15, 15, 15, 15 here, right? So remember, you were asked 75 Roman digits, right? So I've just written down these formulas. Look, the PES, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, right? A room is equal to 11.65. I just wrote this down. One PES is 11.65. Then I've also written down it is equivalent to 16 Roman units, right? Called digits. So that same thing, one PES is 16 digits over here, right? And then I've written down 12 inches is 1 foot, right? Over here. And now you asked, what is 75 Roman digits? So remember, guys, pay attention now. If you're trying to solve this problem, hold off and watch what I'm doing, okay? It's so easy to think about it, okay? So you've got, once you understand this, life becomes so easy. You don't have to think a lot, right? Just work on this. I'm giving you the magic method of this, solving this problem. So they're asking you 75 digits, right? Is how much? Now, look at it over here. From 75 digits, you need to convert it to feet, right? From 75 digits, you need to convert this unit to feet, right? How are we going to do that? Here's how you do it. You put a line below this, right? Then you put a multiplication sign. And because you got a digit here, right? You're just going to put a digit over here. Okay, you're just going to put a digit right over here. Okay, remember, you start with 75 digits because they're asking you what is 75 digits, and you put it over here, put a 1, and then multiply it. Okay, now you got a digit here, right? Now go look where there's a digit here. This is the only place where there's a digit written down, right? So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna write down this equation right over here. 16 digits in the denominator and 1 PES in the numerator, right? Because 1 PES is 16 digits, right? So I can multiply the numerator and denominator by an equivalent quantity. So that's what I'm doing. And now the digit is gone from the face of the earth, right? So the digit is gone and you're now converted 75 digits to PES, right? Now, look what I'm gonna do over here. I cancel this. Now, convert this PES to inches, right? How do I do that? One more time, I'm gonna put a PES over here, right? But now that's the inches. So I want to cancel this PES, right? So I'm just going to put 1 PES is 11.65 inches, right? And now the PES is gone and this guy's gone. So what do you got? Remember, you had digits. You did something. You got rid of the digits. You got PES. Now you canceled the PES. You got inches, right? Now, how do you do inches, right? So remember, and then this one is gone, right? And you're only left with inches here. So remember, you're going to put inch here and you're going to put 12 in the bottom, right? And 1 foot in the top, right? And the inches are gone. And magically, you get feet over here, right? Which is what they're asking, how many feet, right? So let's write this down a little bit better. I'm going to put this, I'm going to squeeze this a little bit here to the left. And then I'm just going to write this down as 75 over 1. Multiplied by 1 over 16, right? Remember, the units are all gone now, okay? Times 11.65 over 1 times 1 foot over 12, right? So you've got these fractions. Now, all you got to do is just multiply them, right? So you've got 75 times 1 times 11.65, right? So divided by 1, you can ignore, right? Because it's just a 1, 16 times 12, right? So let's see what that comes out to. Okay, so if you want, let's do it in the calculator. 75 times 11, right? 11.65. That's 75 times 11.65 is 873.75. 873.75 divided by 16 times 12. 16 times 12. That's easy, right? 192. Right, 192. And now you're gonna divide these two guys, right, in the calculator, and you're gonna get 4.55. Okay, so that's the answer. Well done, well done. Excellent job, Jasmine. Nice done. You're the first one to get it. Anne-Marie, Martin, Jovina, Safia, Dev, well done. Okay, so remember what you do here, right? You start from the digits and then you go to the feet, okay? If you're having trouble, guys, watch this again. Right? It's going to be important for you to just watch this one more time, okay? And those who are able to do this, there are a few other problems here. A super similar problem should probably be, yeah. Now that was one of the SAT problems, right? So that problem is actually yes, that's the SAT problem. Right, so remember, this is an important part. It's the unit conversions. Okay, so that's another word problem. Again, we have covered something like this before. Okay, in our ratios and rates section. Okay, so watch that section as well. Now let's do these important problems. Okay, again, this should be easy for you. Okay, that was ratios. Now we are moving on to rates. Okay, so I'm showing you all of the important pieces that you need to know. Okay. So here you are. Okay. Okay, try this one. Now this is a different part of the word problem. Okay, this is an assorted session, right? Not like the other sessions that we've done. It's a mixed session because we're focusing on different parts of the word problems. So work on this. This is the rate section. This should be easy for most of you. Well done, CG. Yes, that's it. Jasmine, Jovina, Griffin, awesome. Yes, and remember, they're asking for the closest distance. Sometimes you'll get an answer and then sorry about that, I'm loading in another problem. That's why it's grayed out a little bit, it's darkened. Remember, there's, if you get an answer, remember they're asking you closest, right? So you got to read a little bit carefully, but I think most of you are getting it. Some of you are getting like 437. So well done to me. Well done, Safia's, Anne-Marie. Excellent, Lucia. Nicely done, Lucia. So well done, Lucia. Sorry, I mispronounced your name, probably. Sorry about that. So Martin, there you are. Okay, excellent. So remember, all of these ideas, right, are here. It's closest. So some of you might be getting 437 point something, but remember, it's closest. So the closest is 450, right? So I think this problem is easy, right? And those who have finished this problem, work on this problem, guys. Okay, meanwhile, I'm working on this here. So remember, again, this is a ratio problem, right? So this is 25 by 13.7 seconds, right? And then you're given how much distance will he walk? So now you got X over here, right? Because this is meters, right? In 13.7 seconds. Now here it comes to 4 minutes. But remember, minutes, you got to convert it to the same unit here. So you're going to do 4 times 60 seconds, right? Which is 240 seconds, right? 240 seconds. 240 seconds here. Right? 240 seconds. Right? Now try to do the cross multiplication. Remember what we did here? We did the division and then equal to, right? Right? Now, guys, who finished this problem, I've told you the trick already, okay? Try to plug in. I know this is a hard problem, okay? This is like a 700 plus problem. Remember, try to plug in x. Take x to be a simple value, maybe take x to be 10, okay? And then try to solve this problem that way. And take y to be 2, okay? And see what answer you get. Take x to be 10, take y to be 2, and see what you get. Calculate it, and then the answer is just gonna fall in your lap then afterwards. Once you understand how to use numbers here in place of these variables, life becomes much easier. So work on that, okay? Okay, so meanwhile over here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get rid of these units, right? So you get rid of these seconds, this second, and then you're gonna cross multiply here like this. Same deal. If you have trouble cross multiplying, remember I've got a whole piece on cross multiplying in the ratio section. Okay. Awesome. Well done to me. Nicely done. Okay. So remember cross multiplying. So you've got 25 times 240 here, and that's equal to 13.7 times x, right? So now you're going to take the 13.7 and put it over here. Right? And then this goes away because you're dividing it, right? You got rid of this, and now you can calculate this answer, right? Nicely done. Well done, CG. Well done, Joanna. Safia's excellent. Stephen, well done. Martin, nice job. Okay. So here in this problem here, problem number 9, for those who are following me, 25 times 240, right? Divided by 13.7. So you get 437 point something, right? 437.95, right? And now you're not going to see 437.95 here. So let's see what the question is asking. It's asking what is the closest to the distance, right? So they kind of rounded it off, right? So 437.95, you round it up, and then you get 450, which is the nearest one. So that's why B is the correct answer. Yes, yes, totally. Totally ask me after the session. Yes. So now this problem, guys, okay, this problem over here, right? This problem over here, guys, what you got to do is, so this problem here, right? What you got to do is X bricks per hour for Y hours, right? So that means you're going to take 10 bricks per hour for Y hours. So think about it like this: 10 bricks in 1 hour, right? Per means 1. Remember, in 1 hour. Per means in 1 hour. So in 2 hours, how many bricks can you do it? So you're going to do 10 times 2, right? So that's 20. But just leave it as 10 times 2. Now here, this is a hard problem, so don't worry if you don't get it, okay? X over 2, so what do? X over 2 is just 5, but write it as 10 over 2 right now. Don't do any calculation, okay? And then for 2y more hours, that means you've got this guy, right, in 2y, that means 2 times 2, right? 10 in 2 times 2 hours, right? So 5 bricks, right, for 2 more hours, right? So that's why it's going to be, you're going to write down 5 times 4, right? So 10 times 2 is 20, and 5 times 4 is again 20. And then you're going to add this 20 with this 20, right? I know this is a hard problem, so don't worry about it. And now the same idea you're going to use for the, remember, for the variables, right? So what did you do first? You did X times Y, right? So you're going to write down X times Y. That's your first thing. X hours for 1 hour for Y hours. That's 10 bricks per hour for 2 hours, right? Then you're doing X over 2 bricks. This is, of course, per hour for 2Y more hours, right? So you're going to do X over 2 times 2Y. Remember, X over 2 times 2Y. The same you did X times Y. It's just a weird way of writing it, right? That's it. And then you can combine these two, right? You've got XY over here. Again, this is a hard problem, so don't worry if you don't get it. And this guy you can cancel, and you got XY again, right? And this XY and this XY, when you add it, you get XY plus XY, which is 2XY, right? Which is why this is your correct answer, right? So again, guys, we've done these kind of problems before, right? So you definitely need practice. Work on the practice problems that I'm sending you, okay? I know it's 9:30, but stay with me. It's just one last piece which is remaining, super important, percents, okay? Percents, and then we'll call it a session, okay? So remember what you're gonna do in percents. I know it's an hour already, so but I spent some time talking about this course, right? This course here, right? So if you like it, guys, please, you can always let me ask me where you want it. Yes, I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send these set of problems which I've talked about to everybody, okay? And to my subscribers, I send them. So remember, today's session, you're going to get these problems and you're going to get the answer key. But remember, all of these other problems, right? If you join the session, right, you get all of these problems, you get all of these answers, and these are exactly the SAT problems, right? So many of these very, very similar problems are going to come in your test, because that's how I picked these problems from these tests which are publicly available, right? And I'm showing you how to solve them, and they have the same pattern, right? So you keep learning these patterns, right? And remember, come here, learn with me, do the practice sessions, right? That's what's gonna help you. Remember, it's already like 63 minutes into the session, and everybody's here, right? You're so focused, right? That's the way I like to teach. That's the way how many of my students have learned, right? Stay here, learn with me, then you can try some problems by yourself, right? And remember, the course is right over here, right? Let me just show you one more time here. You can click on it, and then you can just tell your parents, and then this is just $95 is your one-time fee, and you can get it for a long time. Not only that, many of my students are actually part of this referral program, okay? So what happens here is that you pay the $95 upfront and you're joining the session, but meanwhile, when you take the sessions, you can invite your friends as well, right? So you can invite your friends, you get a referral, right? You get a referral, I'm saying it's 3 friends, but you can invite more if you want, right? Many people have invited a ton of their friends, and they've pretty much gotten this course for free, right? Because you get $15 when you, when you do $15, right, you get this referral. So sorry, when you refer someone, you get $15. So many of the people have done this referral kind of thing, okay? So focus on it. I think it helps a ton of people. Some people are actually asking me to post the link again, so just give me 1 second, and then we're going to go to the percent problems, okay? So here it is. Here's the link, guys. So that's it. You can post it, you can tell your parents, and your parents, I'm pretty sure they're gonna okay it. Okay, so now let's go to the percents section. Okay, this is the last piece for today. Okay, percents. All right, there are a few problems. There are 2 problems actually. The first problem I'm going to show you is called the reverse problem. Okay, the reverse percents problem. So what happens here? Let's look at the idea of percents first. Okay, let's say you've got a bag. Okay, you've got a bag. Okay, and this bag costs, let's say, $350. Okay, now let's say its price goes up by 10%. Okay, then there's a variety of ways of calculating it, but pay attention to what I'm doing here, right? It's going to help you. You can do it in a variety of ways, but think about it this way. Okay, excellent. Well done, Griffin. So you've got the old price here, right? And the new price here. Now this is easy. Many of you are going to do 10% of 350. Many of you are going to do 10% of 350. You're going to get $35. Then you add the 35 to 350, and you're going to get 385, right? That's okay. But here's a formula which is going to help you to solve the reverse problem, which is what SAT asks you. It never asks you this. It asks you the reverse problem. But so pay attention, okay? The new price, this price, is going to be equal to the old price times 1 plus the percent value here, okay? So that's going to be 0.1, okay? Remember this because it's going to be useful in the problem that we're just going to be solving, okay? So the new is equal to old times 1 plus this, okay? And so now the old, right, is 350, right? Now, all you got to do is just add this 1.1, right? So you do 350 times 1.1. Let's go over here and do 350 times 1.1, okay? So 350 times 1.1 is immediately going to give you 385, right? Which is what many of you did it already, right? Many of you did this already. But now, here's the deal, folks, all right? Now I'm going to tell you what the SAT asks you, okay? So pay attention. This is one of the last important things. Again, you could easily add up to 100 points just in this word problems piece, okay? Now, how do you do it, right? You've got a bag, right? Now the price is going up by, let's say, 20%, maybe 15%, right? Now, the new price, guys, is, I'm going to give you this new price. It's 450. The new price is 450, right? And they're asking you the old price, okay? Now you're going to use the same formula. You're going to use new is equal to old times 1 plus the percent value, right? Which is 0.15, okay? And try to calculate, now try to calculate what's the old price. Why? How do you know this? You can do it this way. 450 is equal to old times 1.15, right? So I'm not gonna, let me see how many can solve this. Well done, well done. Some people are getting it. Excellent. Well done, CG. Well done, Martin. Well done, Thomas. Yes. So remember, you've got over here, you've got this new, right, is equal to, the new is equal to old times 1.15, right over here. So 1.15, and then you've got old, which is, you don't know what it is, right? Times 1.15, and the new is equal to 450. So now the old is equal to 450 over 1.15, okay? And that value is 391.30. Right? So remember how you got to do it. Don't do it weirdly. Like some people like to do 450 times 1 minus 0.15. That's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. Don't do it this way. It's got to be done this way. Okay. Okay, 391. Because look at it this way: 391.30. When you increase it by 15%, if you try it 1.15, you're gonna get 450. Right? So try that. 391.30. Right, 391.30 times 1.15. That should give you 450, right? That's roughly 450. So that's how you got to do it. Okay, this is the correct way to do these problems. Don't do it this way. Okay, now let me ask you this another question over here, right? How are you going to do this problem? How are you going to apply this idea if the price decreases? Okay, how are you going to apply this idea if the price decreases? So remember, what you got to do here, I'm going to use a different ink. I know, thanks for your patience. This is an important part, right? Many people have asked for years and years, how do I do word problems? So these are the selected gems that I've chosen for you. Okay, now think about it like this. You got a bag and the price actually goes down by, let's say, 30%. Okay, so now what do? The new, guys, new, pay attention here, please. New is equal to old times 1 minus, okay? It's 1 minus. Don't do 1 divided by all of that. It's 1 minus, okay? So remember this, stick it in your head, right? Like this should stick. New is equal to old times 1 minus 30%, okay? All right, so now let me give you another problem, okay? This problem over here, okay? Let's see. And then we're gonna solve the actual SAT problem, and you're gonna see why I'm talking, why I've been screaming, right, my voice out over here. Let's see, let's say the price decreased now, and now the price became 310. Okay, so find the original price. Remember, this is your old value, this is your new value, and new is equal to old. Remember, it's always multiplied. New is equal to old times something, okay? And this is 1 minus 30%, okay? Remember, the 30% is going to be written as 0.3, and then try to solve this problem. Okay, see if you can solve it. And once you get it, try to check the answer as well, but see what you get. Well done, CG. Yes, excellent job. Yes, Dev. Safia is nice. Jovina, well done. So yeah, try it, guys. So now you know why it's called the reverse problem, right? Because you have to kind of like go around. There's no other way. Ask your friends if you can, yes, you divide it. Yes, exactly right. So that's it. That's it. Well said. Well said. So new is equal to, that means 310 is equal to old times 0.7. Okay. And then so old is equal to 310 over 0.7. Okay. And then you try to calculate this. So 310. Remember, percents is so important in your life, okay? 0.7. That's 442.86, okay? So therefore, the answer is 442.86. Yes, eventually in these answers, you're going to have to divide by this guy, which is originally 1 minus this, okay? And here it was 1 plus. So remember, at the end, you're going to divide. At the start, just remember this formula. New is equal to old plus or minus, okay, depending on if it's increase or decrease, okay? This is an important problem, guys. If you're not able to understand, email me later in the day. Email me tonight itself. If you didn't understand, I'll explain it to you again, okay? Watch this piece now, okay? Let's do some word problems here. Same type of problems, okay? So let's try. I'm going to give you the exact same problems, okay? So remember, the SAT is going to trick you with some weird kind of answers right at the top, right at the start, okay? So, but one of these answers is correct. Just use this formula. I've given you the formula, so use that one, okay? The problem is coming up in just a quick second. I know. This session is a bit longer today. Because we are kind of doing all of these problems and I want you guys to succeed in this, right? So, all right, so try this problem. Remember, new is equal to old times 1 plus a percent. And you might be asked to calculate old, okay? So which is new, which is old is up to you. Nice, Martin. Well done, CG, Jovina. The vibe of this class is amazing. This is great. Remember, all of these problems, the problems that I've shown you, 90% of the problems that I've shown you, 90% of these problems have actually been on these tests. Some of them on the practice test, some of them on the real test, right, which are publicly available, right? So you are actually practicing the problems that are meant to be practiced, okay? I'm not picking up some problem just from the imagination of my mind, okay? These are some real problems that have occurred and they are bound to occur again and again, right? And what I have done, I've put up all of these problems in this sheet over here, right? I've collected the word problems here, collected the linear equations over here. Then there's a big circle section over here. That's the circle section over here, guys. Yes, that's the circle section over here, guys, right? So all of these sections are important, right? All of these sections are going to be important. I've selected all of these problems and we've explained all of this, right? And that section's coming again for those of you who just joined, okay? So yes, many people have asked for reading, writing. I'm going to show you how you do reading, writing sections, okay? I'm going to do that. That's part of this series, right? That's kind of like the bonus. That's like the hush kind of thing over here, right? Where I just give you a gift for free because many people ask it and I do these sessions as well. So I'll show you how to do the history passages, right? That's the headache part, right? The history. So anyway, so here we are. So let's think about it, right? Be careful on solving these. Like, how do you solve it, right? I'm going to write down the equation right now. And those who have actually solved it, I'm going to give you the next problem first, okay? So that you're focused here. Let me give you the next problem here. The solve, okay? And here's the next problem for all of you. And I'm going to solve this pairs problem right now. But for those of you who are having trouble with the pairs problem, pay attention to me. The others can solve this next problem. Okay, so the others can solve this problem while I'm going to solve this problem over here. Remember, the only thing you got to remember, folks, is new is equal to old plus 1 if it's an increase, minus 1 if it's a decrease, right? So now, type A trees, right? They produce 20% more pairs than type B. So what does it mean? The number of trees is over here, B, whatever this tree is, and A is 20% more, right? So that's like this, right? So this is your old and this is your new, right? Now, all you're gonna do, once you identify which is your old and which is your new, right? All you gotta do is you gotta write down this formula. New is equal to old times 1 plus this percent. This percent value is 20%, right? You're gonna write down this way, right? You're gonna write it down. This is new is equal to old times 1 plus 0.20, right? Now, the old is not given to you. Remember, I told you to do this reverse thing, right? You're given the new, right, which is 144. So you're going to write down 144 is equal to old times 1.2. Okay. Okay. 144 is equal to old times 1.2, right? And so the old, again, like many of you said, you're going to have to divide in the end, right? So the old times 1.2 is 144, right? So old times 1.2 is 144, right? And so the old is going to be 144 over 1.2, right? And then you can go over here. Of course, you're going to use your calculator. Remember, you need to understand how to use your calculator, right? 144 over 1.2 is 120, right? And that's why this is your correct answer, right? Now, this one the same way, right? Remember what it's given over here. An unknown element is 20% less than that of calcium. Remember, it's like the new price is 20% less than that of the old. So you're gonna have calcium here. I always like to draw these arrows here, negative 20% over here, right? And then you're gonna have the new price over here, the new element over here, the unknown, right? So how do you do this now? Again, new is equal to old. Just memorize this. This is this one, like some of you already gotten like 50 to 75 points just by paying attention in this 80-minute class, right? 1 minus 0.2, right? And now what do you got? You have the calcium is 40, right? So you can do the 40 and then you can get your answer. This time it was easy actually. It's 40 times 1 minus 0.2. I didn't realize it was actually, right? So it's 40 times 0.8, which is 32, right? So you got this answer easily. So well done on this, okay? And remember, this is the harder problem. Sometimes you get these easier problems as well, right? So be careful what is asked, okay? So remember, we did a ton of problems today, right? And if you get even 70%, if you get even half of them, you're good. Remember, we started with those X problems, those X and Y problems. Then we went to the linear equations, right? Understanding like the height of the dog or something, right? The height is equal to, what was it? 2a plus 5 or something. That's this piece and this piece are important. This is the increase and this is the initial price, right? And then after this, we went and did some rates problems, right? Remember ratio problems actually, where you put in the ratio is equal to the ratio. Then we did the rates problem, right? This one is easy for you. And then we did the conversion problem. Remember, watch the conversion piece. Okay, this one could be an easy 15 points for you. Okay, and then we did some percent problems. Okay, now just a little bit of the piece of the word problems is remaining. I'm going to close the session very soon, and that's the percents. Okay, so that's a percents problem over here. Maybe it's not inside over here, but that the percent, like a table and stuff like that, that's going to be covered the next time. Okay, so I've pretty much run out of time, and thanks for your patience, folks. So I'm going to close the class. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know, right? Remember, this class is all about practice sessions, right? The people who are posting the answers, they have done these sessions and now they have mastered these, right? So that's why things are going easy for them. Okay, and remember, the problems are repeated again and again and again, right? So I'm posting this link because somebody's asking for it again. Remember, you click on this link, then once you click on it, you're gonna arrive at this page right over here, right? And this is a one-time fee, right? Just $95 for more than 20 hours. You're probably gonna get tons of it, and there is no real ending, right? Like if you ever wanna join again, it's totally free for you. Just let me know after 3 months, you say, oh, I want to join this again. Yes, you can join it and watch these entire videos. Remember, the problems are going to be different because they're all coming from my head, right? So many of the problems are going to be different. The explanation is going to be slightly different, right? So you can watch it again, and sometimes you learn better when you watch the whole thing again, right? And video sessions are for free. You've got cheat sheets, a whole lot of stuff for my subscribers, okay? So thanks again. I know it was a long session, right? So once you're done, right? So let me ask me any questions, but otherwise I'm just gonna look at the bricks problem for someone, but you're welcome, okay? So I have some time, I'm gonna explain the bricks problem, but it was nice seeing you guys, so have a good night, right? And then you're welcome CG, you're welcome Anne-Marie. And those people who want to join the session can immediately click on the link. If you want, you can email me. I'm going to send you the link again. Okay. So, so very, very cool. Let's think about this problem right over here, right? We were talking about this. Yes, Jabina. Nice. It was nice seeing you. So I was just talking about this, this bricks problem right over here, but somebody's asking it, so we're going to explain that problem again. But yes, feel free to hop off if you want to stay. You're welcome to stay. If you have any questions, definitely ask me about the course. Where's the problem gone now? It was over here somewhere. Yeah, it's over here, right? So let's see what this problem is talking about. Yes, yes, Giorgio. Nice seeing you, Giorgio. Yes. You're welcome, Jasmine. Welcome, Giorgio. Welcome to me. Abdul, welcome. Christiana, nice to see you. Welcome. Yes. Okay, so this problem, guys, what's this problem talking about here? Okay, let's think about this problem very carefully. Okay. Yes, I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain everything, okay? So a carpenter lays X bricks per hour for Y hours. Before that, let me take a problem here and let me do this, okay? I'm going to do this idea over here. I'm going to cancel all of this. I'm going to put lays 10 bricks, okay, for 2 hours, okay? So what do you do here? Lays 10 bricks per hour for 2 hours, right? Which means in the first hour, he lays 10 bricks. In the next hour, he lays 10 bricks. That's easy, right? What do you mean? Like if it's like, let's say it's 7 hours. So how are you going to do it? 10 times 7, right? 10 times 7. So remember, all you're going to do is just think about it. Don't even think about it as alphabets. Think about it as 10 bricks in 1 hour. That's what this means. Lays 10 bricks in 1 hour. Don't look at this part yet, okay? Just focus here. A carpenter lays 10 bricks in 1 hour for 7 hours. So 1 hour, 10 bricks, 7 hours, X bricks, right? So you're gonna do X times 1 is equal to 7 times 10, right? That's cross multiplying, right? So the same way now, let's now focus on the alphabets, right? Remember, these alphabets are just numbers. So X, remember this was 10 before, this was 7, something like that. So in 1 hour, you are having X bricks, right? You're laying X bricks. So in 7 hours, you're gonna lay 7 times X. Let me know if this part is unclear, okay? Otherwise, I'm gonna move on. 1 hour, X bricks, 7 hours, 7 bricks, right? 7 plus, sorry, it's X plus X plus X 7 times. So that's 7X. Okay. Now, instead of 7, I'm just going to put Y, right? Y hours. So Y hours, you're just going to do X multiplied by Y. Okay. And that's an important skill. So that becomes XY, right? That's it. That's XY, folks, over here. Now, thanks for your patience. So this part is done. I'm going to cancel it out, move on to the next part. And if you have trouble, let me know with the first part. Second part, same deal. What they're saying is lays X bricks, and there's a little bit of a typo. This should be per hour, okay? X bricks per hour. X over 2 bricks per hour, okay? So in 1 hour, now instead of X, you're getting X over 2, okay? And then and you're doing it for two hours, right? So just ignore this more for now, 2y hours. So instead of, remember in the earlier case, you have 1 hour x bricks. Now all you're doing is just x over 2. Just that's the good part about algebra. You just have to copy down whatever is given to you like a robot. Just do the robotic thing, right? Just calculate it. Okay, now you got in place of y hours here, you've got 2y hours, right? You've got 2y hours, right? So 2y hours. Remember what you did here. You had x bricks for 1 hour, and then y hours, you just multiply these two numbers, right? The same way you're going to multiply x over 2 times 2y. Don't worry what this x over 2, etc. is. Just copy this guy here, copy this guy here, right? Like imagine if this was 1 hour, you had, let's say 45 bricks. And then in 17 hours, how many bricks? So 45 times 17 you would do, right? The same way, right? Now, x over 2 times 2y. Now, how do you solve this, right? This part, I've just written it down. You can put a 1 over here, right? And then you're going to get, you can do a lot of things here, but think about this piece, okay? Think about this piece like this. How do you do 5 over 2 times 2 times 3 over 1, right? You can multiply them all, but can you not cancel this out like this? 2 times like this. So that's what we're doing here. You're canceling this and this part, right? I don't know if it's clear to you or not. The same way, you can always cancel out these variables like this, right? So that's what we're doing here. You've got x over 2. You just put a fraction over here. Or another way you can do is you can take this and you can write it as 2xy over 2, right? You've got 2xy over 2. So I cross only the 2's over here. I'm not crossing out any variables. I'm crossing out only the 2's. So let's take another example, okay? Let's take a whole new fresh example. Let's say you got 5, right? Let's say you got 5x, right? Multiplied. It's a totally new example. 5x over let's say a, some other variable, right? Times b over 5, another variable like y, right? So they're all different variables now. So what happens is, right, you can cancel out this phi in the numerator and denominator, right? You can cancel this out completely. That's the whole idea. You can cancel this and this. And so the answer is x times b, right? X times b over a. So you can cross out these numbers any which way you want, right? So yes, so okay, so coming back, great. So now people have understood this. Now that's why you cancel this. And so you have, what you've got remaining is xy. I know this problem is difficult. Usually I don't spend so much time. Usually the class is over at 9:40, right? I gotta go to sleep. I'm in New York City, so it's like 10 o'clock now. I know this problem has given people trouble. That's why this is only one time that I'm spending so much time on this, okay? So now basically that's why this is xy over here, right? So remember, the first piece here, how many bricks have you laid? You've laid xy bricks. The next piece over here, how many bricks have you laid? You've laid x over 2 times 2y, but this 2 and 2 cancel out, so you get xy, right? So the first time you get xy, you get xy, right? And then you add these two, right? Yes, many people are saying they're starting to understand this. This is great because this is already like a 700 plus problem, okay? So don't worry if you don't understand it, but as soon as this class is over, I'm going to give you the video within a few hours. I just need to process it and then watch this video. It's in the last 10 minutes, right? And then xy plus xy is, you just group them together to get 2xy. Right? So that's why, that's the whole idea. That's the reason why you need to do these problems the way they're written, right? So remember, you need to work on these problems. This problem is difficult. Don't worry if you don't get it. There are more important problems you need to work on, right? More important problems, they're all in this piece over here that I've given you, right? This is a harder problem, but remember, there are tons of other problems that I've given you. Try to solve these problems by yourself, okay? Yes, okay, cool. So I hope it's understood. If you haven't, email me and then we can talk about it. But yes, great. So I'll close the session now. right? And then if you have questions, talk to me, okay? So good night, everybody. It was nice seeing you. All right, bye.